Hello, welcome to this recording. My name is Kate Cherry. I'm an independent consultant with a lovely company called Arbonne International, and I'm joined here today by the beautiful Serena Bobowski, founder of the Bobowski Method. Hello.
Hi, Kate. Thanks so much for having me.
You're very, very welcome. I nearly freaked out because an Amazon van just stopped. This is not the time for someone to knock on my door. We'll be fine. So for those who are used to watching these videos that I post, our company is a plant-based health and wellness company. So we provide products to people as healthier alternatives for what they can buy from the shops. And our key focus is on mind, body and skin. So I love and have loved recently interviewing people who are vaguely on the same planet as me in terms of keeping people's mind, body and skin healthy and looking after their well-being. So Serena and I met, was it last month maybe, at a networking event, and she did a talk on what I'd like to get her to tell you about in a minute, and we clicked. So we thought, let's get online and share some messaging around well-being and also what Serena does in her business. So tell us all about the Bobowski Method. What is that? What's your business?
Okay, well, the Bobowski Method is something that I have developed over the last 5 years. And essentially what it is it combines fitness and, most importantly, the Pilates system, which I have been teaching for 22 years now. And the Pilates system is an incredible system, it has its own lifestyle around it. It's not just an exercise practice. So I take the body, and in terms of fitness and exercise, including Pilates and yoga. And I combine that with mindfulness techniques such as EFT tapping and meditation, as an example. And what I've done is I've combined these two things, because what we realize when we work into the body is that there are blocks. We have blocks around connecting deeply into our body on a regular basis. So I have created this method so that you're being held accountable for a period of time, so that you're able to really cultivate the best practice of body mind for you. We are all individuals. We all need different things. So there's not one thing that's going to suit everybody. So it's a very bespoke system we go through to find exactly that and create that practice.
I love that as well, that we're all individual and that you address it in that way, because anyone who's ever wanted to get healthy or feels bad about the way they are, social media can be such a minefield of watching, someone doing a rest pose on their head, or, or whatever position, and look how zen I am. But actually, it's not always right for every person, is it? So we end up feeling bad because of looking at the person next to us,
That's
when
right.
it's our internal journey about how we feel that counts, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's why, so the Body Evolution program is a program that I created, which is a one-to-one, it's a step-by-step program, which is a one-to-one program. So we have one-to-one work together, and there's also videos which teach you concepts that you can understand through the exercises I give you, and then we repeat those and we repeat those. And eventually you end up with your own bespoke daily practice, essentially. So including connection, alignment, and energy work as well.
I love that, because I've done Pilates for a while myself, and the thing I love the most is learning those very small changes you can make. It's not about flipping your leg up around your neck. It's in fact, in some cases, it's doing less is more, isn't it? And
That's
like you
right.
say, an adjustment in posture or whatever it is, or breathing, just simply the breathing that you teach in Pilates while you do movements can make such a difference, can't it?
It can, and it isn't the thing that's amazing about Pilates as a system as well, is that it isn't, because we don't have the connection in our body to the stabilizing muscles, which are the muscles that wrap around the framework of our body and stabilize our body when we move. So they're different to the mobilizing muscles. But because we don't have certain things as part of our culture, like squatting all the time when we eat, sitting on the floor.
We're not sitting in rice fields and crouching doing our work in the, yeah.
And we're not moving really very as much as we should be. And that those are things that particularly create situations in the body that cause pain, that cause misalignment. And the fact is that we need to really develop through exercise the core stabilizing muscles. And that is why I love Pilates, because it looks at the body as a holistic system.
And
You know,
would you say there's a slippery slope in the old adage of, I'm in pain, I'm going to sit down, or I'm going to rest, and that cycle
Yeah.
that you can get into not moving?
Yep, absolutely, which is the worst possible thing. And it's completely normal. Think about what painkillers do. Painkillers numb you. They numb your body and your mind. And the fact is that if you're not, that pain is there for a reason. It's there to tell you something.
Message. Yeah.
Yeah. And the fact is that all it wants to do is be listened to. I always say there's no like negative emotions. Emotions are there to teach us something, even when they don't feel great.
Love that.
So yeah, so it's just like you just have to turn to that feeling, or turn to the sabotage, or turn to the critical voice and say, okay, critical voice, how you doing? What do you want to tell me today?
I love that. And the posture thing you mentioned, and sitting a long time, that links really nicely. I like how you did that to your latest your passion project at the moment, which is Stand for Health, isn't it? Tell us a bit more about that.
So Stand for Health, oh my gosh, it snowballed. It was like it was this idea to suddenly go into an office where people were working with standing desks, and just show them a few things. And then I thought, you know what, that's just not enough, because I know for a fact that people don't hold on to things. It's a lot of information to take on board sometimes. And they need a system. They need an entire system to show them how to work with a stand desk, how to stand comfortably, how to sit comfortably and ergonomically, how to, when you begin to start feeling fatigued, exercises that can help you in that moment. To track the amount of time that you're standing and sitting. And really the idea of Stand for Health is that we're moving more. It's about movement rather than standing or sitting. It's about moving between the two. From an upright position, you're more likely to move. You're more likely to go to the printer on the other side of the room, or you're more like, so it was just to bring more movement into the workplace, really.
Brilliant. I love it. And you also have recommendations for types of standing desks, do you, to use?
So it's interesting. I've been talking to some interesting people, and the desk I particularly used in my system in my videos and everything comes from Knoll. And Knoll is a great name, and it's true trusted name. It's also an expensive desk, and it's something that I happened to use because the company that I was looking at working with at that time was using those particular desks. And I thought, well, this is a company in the city. They're going to be using I might as well go ahead and contact Knoll. And they were so wonderful. They helped me because they can as well. They could afford to help me with a standing desk. So I borrowed one for a day and made the video. And yeah, it's great. I would say that the best way to approach this Stand for Health project at the moment, because so many people are working from home, is to have a consultation with me. Because what I have started to do with my one-to-one clients is, especially because they're working from home and they are having a situation with their backs right now. They're tighter in their hips, they're sitting more often. They're not, in fact, it's more that they're not getting out and walking. They're not walking from home to the tube.
Oh yeah.
Think about how much we walk underground in London,
Even if you're taking the car, you're walking to the car and then from the car.
Yep. So it's just all of that has been wiped out, and we're waking up in the morning and we're sitting down at our desk earlier than normal and getting on with our work at 8 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning. And so you're just there for way too long. you know? And so what I have been doing is working with my clients to consult them in finding a sitting position in their home, a standing position, and a sitting on the floor position as well, because you wouldn't sit on the floor in your office, but you might do it at your house.
Yeah, good point. I love that. And I remember in a previous conversation we had, you were saying that sitting cross-legged is our most natural
So
seat,
good.
which is something I always struggled with.
And it's and it's so frustrating when you struggle with that, actually, too. So if you do struggle with that, there's other options,
Good.
and it's just a matter, everyone's body's different. It is also a matter of just slowly, gently opening up the hips in a comfortable, lovely way, instead of like forcing. You don't want to
Yeah, no,
force
no,
and
no.
push,
That makes.
Yeah.
And so I love that. So your website, which I'm going to share, has the Stand for Health. It's beautifully laid out on your website, so it's very obvious. It's at the top. You can click on that section and find it, which I love. And we were going to touch briefly on the current situation as well. So that segues nicely. People working more from home. Obviously, today is day one. If you're depending when you're watching this, this is day one of lockdown 2, and also lots of other things going on in the world right at this point in time. So we were talking before pressing record about that old saying or prayer, as it might, I think it is, which is, grant me the serenity to accept the things I can't change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So thinking about what people can do in this situation they are in, whether they like it or not. What are your suggestions for looking after yourself during this time?
Gosh, one of the things I have been just doing on a regular basis is a gratitude practice, because I've been doing this in my classes as well, is just a heart hold. So just placing your hands on your heart and breathing into your body, and literally, connecting into the body on a regular basis is the thing that can bring us a deeper understanding of what it is that is true to us. There are so many other messages that are out there. We're getting all of this other stuff, all of this anxiety, the overwhelm, the uncertainty, the fear,
Yeah.
the panic, the,
Right.
all of these other things that are outside of us. And actually, when we just go into our body, we recognize that those things are outside of us, that we have, when we go in here, we can actually go to a calm and relaxed place. In order to do that, though, we do have to accept that we have anxiety, we have overwhelm, we have, panic, we have those things. But when we quiet ourselves and we breathe deeply into our body, then we are able to release that negativity.
Love that. So being more aware, step one, of our feelings and emotions. And I love that I just did it while you were explaining it. And
It feels so good, doesn't it? It really
yeah,
centers you. I do love that feeling. And it's three, I just say, wake up in the morning, place your hands over your heart, close your eyes, and take 3 deep breaths and say, thank you, body. Because your body's always doing the best for you. It's always healing you. It's rebuilding, it's regenerating, it's cleansing. It's never not doing something good. So it's a system we can trust. It's part of the, who we are. And it's really, one that we can trust.
it is visually what we are, and you have to look after it, don't you? Look after that vessel.
Absolutely. And this is where you come in, Kate, too. It's so
Yeah,
important
well,
to
both
feel.
of us, absolutely. There's
Yeah.
the mind-gut connection, the skin-gut connection, the everything connection. It's all connected, isn't it? And the more we can move away, my belief is the more we can move away from the traditional medical practices of not even healing, but band-aiding stuff, versus preventing and healing in other ways. I know, and it's coming. I feel more and more people are getting in tune with this, and which is why you have so much stuff left, right, and center on social media now. So it's people finding their way, I think. So what's next for you before we finish? Obviously, at the moment, I guess this means no more classes in person for you right now.
So I actually, because my work is also connected to physiotherapy and healing in terms of osteopathy and that kind of thing. So I'm connected with those medical people, non-traditional medical people, I should say. That I am able to have one-to-one clients in my home. So I can do one-to-one, but I'm not doing any classes at studios or anything anymore right now. Actually all of them except for one has gone online. And I thought with the loss of that class, actually, I think I could use that time to offer to do a class that I do, which is called Hone Your Practice. And that you're talking about the micro corrections. It's a small semi-private class, and it's lovely because it's really about, if you're doing yoga online, Pilates online, and you're following videos and you have a guru and you love that, but you don't get that one-to-one, this is a small class that gives you that little bit of one-to-one so that you can really hone and you go, oh, that's something I've been doing wrong. I can go deeper there. And I will give you the instructions there.
Yeah, you're not stacked, you're rolling back a bit, that kind, all those little adjustments.
Exactly. Draw it, go deeper in, pull the ribs, gently pull, because remember that we can always go deeper. We can always go further, even, I think I'm a really advanced, person, but my ability is advanced. But the fact is today I did just a basic workout because that's what my body needed,
Yeah. I hear you, and it's listening to what your body needs, isn't it? So I'm going to be tagging you obviously in this wherever we're posting, whether you're watching it on Instagram TV, Facebook, or LinkedIn, or YouTube. So you'll be able to contact Serena that way. But if someone couldn't wait to get out of the video and do that, what's the best way to contact you?
The easiest way to contact me is to go to bobowskimethod.com and email me through that
form.
Through that portal. Yeah, that's easy.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time, Serena.
You are so welcome. Thank you.
I love it, love it, love it. It's just been so amazing during this time that we're mainly at home to be able to just interact and collaborate with other people in similar areas of business that we can just help others with the messages we have, really, which is great. So may I wish you a safe and happy lockdown too.
I know, I've been saying that too. Happy lockdown, everyone.
And yeah, it could go one of two ways. We can veer towards chocolate and wine, or we can sort of do, and maybe an 80-20 rule in there. Maybe
I was like, maybe there's a little balance to be had.
Absolutely. But fantastic. You're going to be able to connect with us, both of us, through the means you can see tagged in this post. But thank you for your time in watching, and thank you, Serena, and I'll see you all soon.
Thank you.